Have you ever wondered how to improve your website's SEO performance? Well, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to unpack a powerful tool that can give your website a significant boost in search engine visibility. This tool is called Schema Markup. Imagine you're a search engine trying to understand the countless websites and their content. It's a daunting task, right? That's where Schema Markup comes in. It's a form of structured data that gives search engines a helping hand, making your website's content more understandable. By adding Schema Markup to your HTML code, you're essentially providing search engines with additional context about your content. This extra layer of information can lead to higher visibility in search engine results. But why is this important for your SEO? Well, Schema Markup plays a pivotal role in creating what we call rich snippets. These aren't just your typical search results. Rich snippets can include additional information like ratings, reviews, prices, and much more. This additional data makes your search results more comprehensive, giving users a snapshot of what they can expect when they click on your link. So not only does Schema Markup make your website more appealing to search engines, but it also makes it more appealing to users, increasing the likelihood of clicks. There are various types of Schema Markup available, each tailored to different types of content. Whether you're writing about events, promoting products, or sharing articles, there's a Schema Markup for you. And the best part? You don't need to be a coding expert to create it. Tools like Google's Structured Data Markup Helper can generate the Schema Markup code for you. Now that we understand what Schema Markup is and why it's important, let's delve into how to create it. But before we do, remember that implementing Schema Markup is just the first step. Verifying its correctness and uploading it correctly to your website are equally crucial steps. Stay tuned as we walk you through these processes in the upcoming segments. Creating Schema Markup may seem daunting at first, but with the right tools and guidance, it's a breeze. Before diving into the creation process, it's essential to understand the variety of Schema Markup types available. The types range from articles, events, and products, to recipes, reviews, and even people. Each type serves a specific purpose and provides distinct information to search engines about your content. Let's imagine you have an online bookstore. You might want to use the product schema to provide detailed information about the books you sell, including the author, the cover artist, and the publication date. The review schema could then be used to include customer reviews and ratings for each book. Now that we've explored the different types of Schema Markup, let's walk through how to create it using Google's Structured Data Markup Helper. This tool is a godsend for anyone looking to create Schema Markup, regardless of their coding expertise. First, you'll need to select the type of data you want to mark up. For our online bookstore, we'll choose Products. Next, you'll be asked to paste in the URL of the page you want to mark up. Once you've done that, click Start Tagging. The page will load in the tool, and you can start highlighting and tagging the relevant content. For instance, you might highlight the title of a book and select Name from the drop-down menu. You'll do the same for the author, the publication date, the reviews, and any other relevant information. Once you're done tagging, click Create HTML. The tool will generate the Schema Markup code, which you can then add to your web page's HTML. One thing to keep in mind, however, is that this process needs to be repeated for each page you want to mark up. It might seem like a lot of work, but the payoff in terms of SEO performance makes it well worth the effort. And there you have it, your very own Schema Markup. But how do we know if it's implemented correctly? Let's find out. Verifying your schema. Markup is an essential step to ensure that it's working as intended. You've put in the effort to create the Schema Markup for your website, but how do you know it's doing its job? That's where Google's Structured Data Testing tool comes into play. This tool is your new best friend in the world of Schema Markup. It's here to help you check your work and make sure everything's in order. So, how does it work? It's actually quite simple. First, navigate to the Structured Data Testing tool on Google. Once there, you'll see two options. You can either fetch a URL or paste code directly into the tool. If you choose to fetch a URL, the tool will test the Schema Markup on the page at the given URL. If you choose to paste code, the tool will test the Schema Markup within the code you've provided. Once the tool has the necessary information, it will begin its analysis. It'll check your schema markup for any errors or warnings. An error means that a required property is missing or incorrectly implemented. A warning, on the other hand, signifies that an optional property is missing or incorrectly implemented. While warnings don't necessarily need to be addressed, fixing them can provide additional information to search engines and potentially boost your SEO performance. But what if you do encounter errors? Don't panic! The structured data testing tool will provide detailed information about each error, making it easier for you to pinpoint the issue and fix it. Once you've made the necessary adjustments, you can retest your schema markup using the tool to ensure the errors have been resolved. Perfect. Our schema markup is error-free and ready to go. But how do we get it onto our website? Let's explore. Uploading your schema markup to your website is the final step on this journey. Now that you've created and verified your schema markup, it's time to put it to work. But how do you do that? The answer is simpler than you might think. First, you need to add the schema markup code to your website's HTML. Where you place this code will depend on the type of schema markup you're using. For instance, if you're using a product schema, you'll need to add the code to the HTML of your product pages. If you're using an article schema, it will go in the HTML of your blog posts and so on. Now, you might be wondering, where in the HTML do I put it? Well, the schema markup code typically goes within the head tags of your HTML. However, depending on the CMS you're using, this process might vary. Once you've added the schema markup to the appropriate places, it's time to make sure Google and other search engines are aware of the changes. This is where Google Search Console comes into play. Google Search Console is a free tool provided by Google that helps you monitor and troubleshoot your website's presence in Google search results. To reindex your site using Google Search Console, start by logging into your account. From there, navigate to the URL inspection tool and enter the URL of the page you've just updated with schema markup. Once the URL is fetched, click on Request Indexing. This will prompt Google to crawl and index the updated page. Remember, it may take some time for Google and other search engines to recognize and display your schema markup in search results. But don't worry, your patience will soon be rewarded with richer, more informative search results that can help drive more traffic to your site. And just like that, your schema markup is live and ready to boost your SEO performance. We've covered a lot of ground today, so let's quickly recap what we've learned. Our journey started with understanding the importance of schema markup. It's a potent tool that equips search engines to comprehend your website content more effectively. By enabling search engines to present richer and more informative search results, schema markup can make your website more appealing to users, thereby increasing the likelihood of clicks and enhancing your SEO performance. We then delved into the process of creating schema markup. By identifying the types of structured data relevant to your content and adding the appropriate markup to your HTML code, you can effectively employ schema markup. Remember, there's a wide variety of schema markup available, tailored to different content types, be it articles, events, or products. And the good news is, you don't have to be a coding genius to generate this markup. Tools like Google's Structured Data Markup Helper are there to make this task a breeze. Once the schema markup is created, it's crucial to verify its correctness. We learned that Google's structured data testing tool can be a great ally in this process. This tool helps identify any errors or warnings in your schema markup code, ensuring that your structured data is appropriately recognized by search engines. Finally, we discussed uploading the schema markup to your website. It's a straightforward process of adding the generated schema markup code to the corresponding pages of your website's HTML code. Remember, once you've made these changes, it's important to re-index your website using Google Search Console. This step ensures that the updated structured data is crawled and indexed by search engines. Remember, implementing schema markup is a crucial step towards enhancing your website's visibility. Schema markup is more than just a fancy SEO term. It's a powerful tool that can give your website the edge it needs to stand out in the crowded online space. So go ahead, harness the power of schema markup and give your website the SEO boost it deserves. Thank you for joining us, and until next time, keep optimizing.